Hi guys, thanks for joining me today. On this video, I want to show you how I make a modified offset to be used in Cricut Design Space, Silhouette, or even a laser cutter like the Glowforge. I'm going to use Inkscape to do this design. Inkscape is a free design software. If you haven't tried it for a while or you've never tried it, make sure that you have Inkscape 1.0 version. It is so much more user-friendly than the previous version. This is the starting screen of Inkscape, and this rectangle is just a template if you want to use a template. To zoom in on my screen, I'm going to hold the Shift key down, and then I'll hit the plus sign as many times as I need to get it to the size that I want it. Now my offsets are going to be of a word, so I'm going to click over here on this A, then I'll click on my canvas, and I'm going to type the word love. Notice it's really small. To manipulate the size or the color or really anything else, you have to click on this select tool. Now I could make it larger by dragging it, but look what happens. I mean, I could just really get it out of whack. Let's go back. The way you can keep that from happening is right here. See this lock? You click on the lock. Now I can drag it and it keeps the right proportions. Or let's say you wanted a certain size, you could use the width and the height functions up here. Let's change that to inches though. Now Amelia is a really pretty font. That's what I have mine defaulted to right now, but I want to change it. So there's two ways to get to the text and font panel. You could click right here or up here. They get you to the same place. So let me click on the T up here. And this is what I can use to change my font. Now notice the word is still selected. It has to be selected to change it. I'm going to use the font Homework today. It's very much like Amelia, but it's a little bit smoother. So I click on Homework, and then I have a preview of what my word's going to look like right here. If I like that, and I click Apply, it'll change here. So I like it, I'll click Apply, and it's changed to the Homework font. Now let's find a pretty color for this. If you scroll over here to the right, or make this bar go to the left, you'll find all kinds of pretty color families. And today I think I'll use this color right here. Then I want to copy and paste the word love just so I can demonstrate something to you in a little bit. Okay. So we'll go back to our original love, and here's the steps you need to take to create an offset. There's 3 steps you have to take first, and then you create your offset. With it selected, you click on Path, Object to Path, Object, Ungroup, then back Path, and Union. Now these don't look really any different, do they? But they're very different. Let me show you here. I have not unioned or welded these letters together like I have here. And I'll show you what it would look like if you don't. I'll click on Fill and Stroke. This is the fill, so I'm going to go to Stroke. Right now it's defaulted to no stroke. A stroke will just be a thin outline around the word. So I'm going to click on a solid stroke, and then let's make that really small. 0.5. So you can see I would have all these cut lines, and that's a problem. Now here's another thing with Homework. It's the one downfall. Let me click off of this and click on Shift and plus. There's a tiny little hole in some of the letters of the font Homework, but I'll fix that here in just a few minutes. Now when I fix that, I'm going to go ahead and move that to the end of the video because most fonts are not going to cause this problem, and I don't want to complicate this video for you. So if you want to see how I fix it, watch at the end of the video. Okay, I fixed my E. Again, if you want to see that, go to the end of the video. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the word love that hasn't been welded yet. And then just so I can show you another feature later, I'll make another copy just to move out of the way. Okay, so to make the offset, you're going to select the word, go to Path, click on Linked Offset. Now you have a little grab bar that shows up. So you can grab on that and you can drag it to get your offset. And you can make it huge or you can make it small. Notice it's jumping around. That's because snapping is on. It's gray, so that means it's enabled. If I click on it, I've disabled it. Now I can move this grab bar rather smoothly and it's not going to jump around. Okay, so right now I've made a really small offset. If I change the color of the offset, and the offset's actually in back, you see it right behind the word love. And I'll show you, this is actually 2 layers. So here's my offset layer. Let's just move that out of the way. Let's make a bigger offset. With it selected again, I'm going to click on Path, Linked Offset. Now this time I have a really large offset. We're going to change that to another color. Let's go with this maroon. Ooh, those don't go very well together. Okay, we'll just go with that for now. Now here's your traditional offset. But if I'm using HTV, I may not want to layer my HTV on top of another HTV. I think it adheres better to your shirt if each layer, or the top layer, adheres better to the shirt if it's actually touching the shirt. And with this offset, it would just be touching the back layer. Let me get those back together perfectly. I'll drag my cursor around both, go to Align and Distribute, and then align on the vertical axis, and then align on the horizontal axis. So the first offset that I want to show you is, go ahead and select both items, go to Path and Difference. So basically I sliced out of the offset the front layer. But we have our reserve down here. To get it to line up perfectly, we'd go around both layers and align them again. Okay, so in this case, the top layer of HTV is actually touching the shirt. And one really good example is you are not supposed to layer HTV on top of glitter. So if you wanted this outside offset or shadow to be glitter, you would definitely want to slice your offset out of it. Okay, now let me show you one more thing. I'll just move that one out of the way. Let's bring this one back. Now I can't remember how big it was. I think it was really small. Yes. So the black layer was a really small offset. Let's click on it and let's offset the offset. So we go to Path, Linked Offset. Now I'm going to drag to make a bigger offset. Okay, there's still 2 layers under there. So I'm going to select both layers. I'll go to Path and Difference again. Now notice this time I have some white space in there. And so this is really what I'm calling the modified offset, where they don't actually touch and you have just a little bit of space between the main part of your design and its offset. And I think that just adds a nice little piece of detail to your work. Now hopefully you found something in this video to be useful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you have any questions or comments or suggestions, please leave them in the comments section below. Now if you want to stay and see how I fixed the font, I'll add that here. Otherwise, thanks so much for joining me. Bye-bye. Now once I have welded the word together, I can fix the hole in the E. And I have a couple of ways I can do that. Let's make it larger so you can see it. The first way is really simple. Just click on the circle, make a tiny little circle, select the circle right here, and then move it over the problem area. Now with this selected, hold the shift down, add your love to it, go to Path and Union. And that got rid of it. That's a super easy fix. I want to show you one more fix. Just because if you use Inkscape much, you'll progress to the level where you should learn this next option. Okay, so we have to have the word selected. Then I'm going to click on this nodes tool. And notice those extra nodes in there. That's what's causing the problem. So once I've selected or I've used the nodes tool, I can use this little pointer and drag around the problem nodes. You have to stay just with the problem nodes or you'll mess it up. Now that they're selected, I'll hit delete and it's fixed.